Minimalist boots? In winter? Is that even a thing? We tested a pair of Lems Boulder Summit boots to find out. But before we dive into it, I just want to clarify, these are what I would call minimalist boots, not quite barefoot boots. What's the difference? Well, in general, both types of footwear will have a wide toe box, zero drop footbed, flexible sole, and no fancy arch support. You don't need it. But barefoot boots, for me at least, tend to be more, barefoot. Whereas minimalist boots may fall just shy of offering a true barefoot feel with epic flexibility, but still feature pretty much all the design qualifications above. And the Lems Boulder Summit, unlike the Lems Boulder boot, which we tested last year and I'll drop a link to in the description, is more minimalist than barefoot. It does have a zero drop platform, no special heel cups or arch support, and a wide toe box, which in winter has the dual benefit of not cramping your toes and further reducing circulation. Huzzah. But what keeps it from being a full-on barefoot boot is this sole, which we'll get into in a minute, but suffice it to say that the ultra rugged tread and 16mm stack height mean that you're farther from the ground than I typically like to be in a barefoot boot. But in this case, I don't actually have much of a problem with that. Because look at those lugs. That's an aggressive tread pattern right there. And I dig it. That means these things are really gonna dig into snow and slush and help me keep my footing, which they totally did when Josh and I both tested them on winter hikes. We hiked over snow, wore them with snowshoes and micro spikes, tramped through cold mud, even kicked through shallow creeks. And not only did that deep tread offer impressive purchase, the boots kept our feet dry and comfortable through all of it. For real. Now, I will say that I did miss some of the super soft flexibility of the OG Boulder boot that I was hoping transitioned to the Summit, but alas, the denser sole simply makes the footbed stiffer. There's not really a way around that when the sole is this thick. But otherwise, I was surprised by how comfy the boots still were, and while they're not lined or super insulated, when hiking in temps just below freezing, the boots kept both Josh's and my feet warm enough to forego any sort of toe warmers, which, frankly, is a pretty big deal, because my toes get cold at 60 degrees. Another bonus, they took about zero breaking in. After one hike, I found very little stiffness in the flex points and no comfort issues. Now, if I did have one small complaint about these boots, it's that the toe box feels a bit narrow for a minimalist or barefoot boot. I don't have wide feet, but on longer hikes, even I found myself wishing for just a smidge more wiggle room around my big toe. Not too much. Then we start kind of shifting into clown shoe territory, but a tiny bit more wouldn't hurt. But maybe what I appreciate most about this boot is that it's just as stellar of a performer on the trail as it is stylish on the sidewalk. Honestly, a boot that's this capable on snow and in cold, wet conditions that also looks this rad with a pair of jeans? Come on, get out of here. These might have just become my new go-to boot for any kind of winter travel. Cause little fact about me, I'm an ultralight packer when I travel too, not just when I backpack. So yeah, I would always rather pack one pair of boots that can do it all than two pairs that just do one thing well. Yeah, I'm totally taking these on the next 3 winter trips I have planned, no joke. As for sustainability, while they're not made of recycled materials or anything, they are PFAS free, and we'll link to a blog post we wrote about why that's good below. And this nitro color, which is made of nylon, is totally vegan, so huzzah! Plus, Lems partners with Soles for Souls, an organization that helps get shoes into the hands of people who need them most. So yes, while that more aggressive tread does mean the Boulder Summit gives up a touch of barefoot flexibility, honestly, I still rank this baby high for its impressive functionality and comfort, all while staying true to minimalist footwear design, which means basically you can pry them out of my cold, dead fingers, off of my cold, dead feet? Whatever. We'll obviously drop a link to the boots below, but before you take off, go ahead and ring that bell and hit subscribe. It is just Josh and I doing all of this, so that tiny action seriously helps. Seriously. But if you do want to do more, go check out even more reviews of our favorite barefoot boots at terradrift.com. Follow us on, like all the socials we're at Terradrift. And watch some of these other rad videos we just know you'll love. There's some barefoot shoe things up in here, I hope. Then lace up your minimalist boots and wander on already.